Okay, this is a UTeach video just to show both school admin or head teacher accounts, some teacher accounts in our web interface, and also the two apps we have, one for teachers and one for parents. So first of all, I'm going to show you the login for a head teacher or school admin on here. As you can see, after logging into the system, we have a dashboard that indicates some various metrics over what people are doing for your school. Inside here, we have my account page so that you can set if they're head teacher or school admin's a teacher as well. You set the subjects you're going to use. Some information about setting the school contact addresses and things like that. You also have the ability to add new teachers to your school, password resets, sending invite resets to teachers. Basically, sort of a fully comprehensive user management system in here. As you can see, you can also reassign the subjects for teachers and also allow them to have access to this admin area of the site. We also have the full lesson index, which I'm going to come to in the teacher account, the ability to allocate calendar, which I'm going to show in the logging in as a teacher, and the ability to find lessons. The other thing here that the school admin has is the ability to filter activity to see what all the teachers, what they're all doing and downloading. This can be done here. You can filter by date and the specific teachers doing it. So you've got fine-tuned control over doing that. I'm now going to log in as a specific teacher. They don't have the full admin set of everything here. They just basically have the ability to view, edit, and teach lessons from here. So the teacher system, you go to the same place to log in. It's just that your user account will be either admin or teacher. So simply log into here. And as you can see, we've got a scaled down version of what we had as head teachers. You can see some metrics here of everything that you might have been downloading. We can again change subjects here. It's a full lesson index that has a bird's eye view of all the subjects and groups of subjects that need to be taught for that specific key stage or level. We've got the Find Lessons tab, which I'll come back to in a second, and a calendar. And calendar is particularly useful if you want to structure your day. This will obviously pull through to the app, which I'm going to demonstrate in a few minutes. So I'm just putting some items into here to be able to demonstrate that. Probably don't teach on a Saturday. It's also quite useful here because you can send a daily schedule. So if you're not in, you need to send it to a supply teacher or something, you could just choose a day you'd like to send, they'll get the email, they can download the app and then see the subjects. So to find lessons, you click the Find Lessons tab. I'm going to do an example. You could go into physics. These would be all the lessons you've assigned for. I'm going to go through to biology, key stage 4, bioenergetics, and go to photosynthesis here. As you can see, we've got some lesson code information, what's expected of the pupils at various different levels of understanding. Low ability, high ability homework, specifically in this one, you can download those as a Word document. We can view the lesson. Here, you see we can navigate through it. We can go into full screen mode and come out of full screen mode. We've got the slides for all the slides in the lesson. Also, a particular notice here is a code. Now, this code will be useful for your pupils if they use the Pupil app. They'll then be able to take a note of this code, type it in, and they'll then be able to download it. This code is unique to you and to your edit. So the pupils will take your code and they'll be able to get any changes you've made to the document. So it's very specific to you on that. You can also edit lessons here. So to create a new edit, you click, you can make this 3 available slots. Let's give you some information here about how to properly close the document. Then we go off to our editing system. Let's take a few moments to load. As you can see here in the system, you've got all the slides here, but these are editable, these slides here. You could insert a slide, add some text, etc. So I'm just going to make, just show a test edit here, just so that we can see. Just added that text here, and then when we're ready, we just close it. It will then take anywhere from about 20 seconds to a minute to process. It needs to process to be able to get the edited lesson into a format that can be downloaded by the apps and used by the system. As you can see, it's currently moved to process there. So when it's finished processing, we can delete it, rename it, re-edit it again, or we can go and view it. It's loading here. As you can see, so let's go back there. We've got the edited version of that with the text change in. Also note here, there's a separate new code here that is relevant to this specific version of the lesson. And again, if you were teaching this one, this would be the one that would go up and your students would take a note of this code and then they would get your personalized edited lesson. So that's how the edit system works. Next, I'd like to show you how this all then fits into the apps. So now I'd like to show you how the app integrates with the rest of the system. Now the app can be downloaded for Android or iOS. It'll either go onto a tablet or a phone. I'm using an iPad here for the demonstration. Uses exactly the same login as before. So you download it, log in. You can see here the subjects that we've got here. My lessons, we don't have anything in. And also the calendar. So the calendar here that we had demonstrated here, that's replicated entirely here. So you can go in and download lessons on here. So I'm just going to skip back to the one where we had the edit. So we narrowed down on to photosynthesis. You'll see you can get the original lesson and the edited lesson. I'm just going to click download on both. Just take a bit of time to download. Once they're downloaded, you can use the app offline. You don't need an internet connection. So if you need to get stuff before you go and you've got a trip on the tube or something, as long as they're now downloaded, which they are here, you should be able to undo it. As you can see, you've got original lesson here and the edited lesson. So we can view that lesson. That's the original one that we had. And the edited lesson. As you can see, edited version there. As you can see, very simple, easy to find the lessons you want to download. If you've made edits online, you should be able to find them. Plus you can use your calendar to access, or if you were to hand this over to a supply teacher, you could pre-populate the calendar for them and they could then just teach off these lessons. So the pupil app works in a very similar way to the teacher app, but it's much more simple. All the pupil needs to know is basically the collection of codes that they do when they get taught. They just need to note those down and then enter them into the app. So I'll just give that quick demonstration. So they'll log in. And they just have a My Lessons, which will build up with all the lessons they've been taught over time. So to add a lesson, you just need to enter the code. Now this will obviously be the code of your edited lesson, as we can see here. As you can see, it's found the lesson there, and it's just downloading it. You can see, here's the pupil version of it. And they can do that. To add more lessons, they just need to add more codes, and then these will filter down and fill up over time, and they'll have that for the year that they're being taught them, so they can always go back and check them. Again, the app will work offline, so if you need internet access to download them, but these can be accessed offline if you don't have an internet connection when you're looking at them.